Record this, by the way. Recording starting. I'm here. Chop Sauce here. Curtis Johnson, welcome. Eric the Solver, Glenn Woodward, Jared Bomber, Jared, Mal Williams. I didn't know if he showed up that often. Perry Hanstead and Scott Maynard. Good, great. Thank you, guys. I think any comments from yesterday's meeting? Anybody? And I think if you know, we left off at dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4. We only got through 4 sections yesterday. Can you believe it?
Scott, I thought the discussion on the CAD and that whole dialogue that we were going back and forth, that Perry had ideas, I had some ideas, and I think that's a real key element that might delve into later, similar to the cabinetry.
Okay. Okay. So I'm leaving tomorrow morning, so I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I finish this up. So if I was to choose anything and I want to pick things that we can get a lot through. I kind of like to go through this topic. Anybody else want to go through a particular topic?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Floors and ceilings. Yeah. Perfect. Got it. Okay. Oh, that's not foundation. It's floors and rooms. Okay. Floor and ceiling platform. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, what is this right here? I think this is. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, somebody. I think this is a way to set your defaults for an entire house. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. I think this overrides. You guys agree with me on that?
Yeah, but you can only set one floor at a time. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to create a house right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to create a second floor. Build new floor. Yes, and build. And if I'm wrong here, please just save me the time. HH. I don't know what I just did. I got 1, 2. If I go to Glass House, HG. Nope, that's not it. What's Glass House? View. I should get good at this by now. Oh, right here, Glass House. F6. Okay, so here I'm on this house right here, 1, 1, and we're going to go over here to the floors and rooms. I mean, this is what. Okay, here we go. I'm going
to. You're on the foundation level. Looks.
Okay, I'm going to go. Oh, okay, fine. I'm going to come up here. I'm done. I'm going to go up 1, 2. I'm not even sure how I built the foundation. I didn't mean to. I was just building. Build. Maybe that's what I did. Build new floor, and done. Here we go. Now I'm going to. I think in one fell swoop. That's what this is all about. If I go over here to floor structure, I'm going to change these joists to 24 inches. Yeah. Oh, look at this.
F12. No.
F12.
There you go.
I did it, didn't I?
Yeah, it changed everything.
That's what I did, and so yeah, that's right. Now you can go into say floor number 2, and I'm going to change floor number 2. Floor number 2 structure, and I'm going to change floor number. There you go. That floor structure right there is 6. There you go. And so done. That's what's just happened. So if I go back here to so now I have to I can go back up to on floor number 2. 1, 2, yes. I want to go to floor number 2, and I'm going to change current floor. Oops. Well, where am I at? Why am I not there? So where am I at? 1, 1. I want to change this particular floor platform. Sorry. Current floor. Go down a level. How thick is this floor? Oh, where is it? Where'd it go? 1, 2. Can anybody explain this? There it is, right there. It's I can't change that on a by floor basis in this. I'm changing the room specification. Oh wait, okay, this is just a PI at a. Now I would have thought if I had gone on to floors and rooms, current floor, that's the default. Isn't this how we always change it? Isn't this the way I always change it? I always go up into here and I go right to floors and rooms, floor ceiling platform, and I change this to 48. Oh, do I have to do F12, Perry?
F12.
There, that's what I was doing wrong. That's what I was doing wrong. So now if I go back, sorry.
It should automatically build, but you know.
I know, what am I doing wrong here? We saw that somewhere, remember? We should know where that is automatically. Where it's built.
Is auto framing on?
It has nothing to do with that, I don't think. I think it's right. There it is right there, auto rebuild. Oh, wait a second. I haven't saved it. Here you go, save. UGM 36, done. Put it on the desktop. I bet that's what happened. Now if I go down to, how about if I go up to, how many floors do I have? 1, 2, 3, I don't know. If I go up to floor number three, I'm going to change the whole thing right now. Whereas a second ago I couldn't. I think because I've now saved it. There it is. It's not a 48-inch deep floor anymore. It's a 4-inch deep floor. And I bet it changes without me hitting F12. There it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. So I had to. Okay, perfect. I love this. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the current floor, edit it, and I just want to default it. Heck, I'm going to go back to square one. Now you see on floor 2. If I go to floor 2, it's not defaulted to the right temp thing. So go here to default settings and floors and rooms and current floor. Oops. Is this already right? It's not right. Wait a second. Oh, the current floor is defaulted, but this room isn't. So I have to select a room at a time. And I guess I can do that. That's what happens there. So, and now we're back to what we thought we would have had. So back to here. That's not where I'm at. What am I doing? That is what I'm doing. We're doing floors and rooms. And so back to this. This is where we started. So the point of this is floor and ceiling platform. This takes the whole model. This is the default for the whole model. In fact, what it doesn't do, and it assumes that we have a 4-story house with all wood floors. We're not talking mono slabs. We don't have mono slabs. So
yeah. And once you name the rooms, depending on how you have that name configured in the room types, it'll change again. That's the problem I'm having. I don't like. I'll go back and rename the rooms, and then it screws everything up again.
Okay, so I think if I come over here and change this to garage, tell me what to change it to? Garage?
Yeah, change it to garage. But you've already set the rooms up. Then you go name them, and then it changes again.
Oh, Perry, did you see that?
What? No, I missed
it. See that? Watch this. This is a mess. This is a mess.
I know.
I don't know how you even do it. Watch. I'm gonna watch it. Watch it, Perry.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But see, if you name the rooms, then it changes everything again. The way they developed this tool, it just doesn't work for me.
Oh, it's just crazy. I don't know. I don't even know why anybody would even name the rooms. I mean, you got to be on top of your game to even check this out now. What do you think they did here? Did they drop the floor or raise the ceiling?
Well, they raised the ceiling in the one room. You can see that.
Okay, Control Z. Watch that. They dropped the floor. They even dropped the floor, Perry.
They did. Oh, really?
Yeah, watch this.
I'm looking.
Look, here's the floor. It's going to drop. It's going to drop the garage floor, and of course, it's going to raise the ceiling in that other room. And I don't know if you're. There it is. I mean, okay. I don't even know how to do that. I don't even. Why would you? I'm flabbergasted.
Well, that's what I was talking about when you have bedrooms and you have, if they're on the second floor, the first floor, you have to have like 50 different room definitions. One on the first floor, one on the second floor, one on the third floor.
I would never want, yeah, I hear you. And I would never want these floors to change like that. Without me. I wouldn't.
Somewhere that controls that?
No, Glenn, you're not very clear.
Isn't there a setting somewhere that controls that? I'm just looking for it now that says something like use room type when changing room name or something like that. I'm just looking for it.
Okay, you keep looking for it. But I don't know if I did a video a couple years ago, and Perry, maybe you remember it. But if you remember, it was a really long house, and I had divided it up. It's a 3-story house, divided up into each story had.
Yes, I remember that.
And I it
didn't matter.
This is what the key, guys. I think this is how it worked. If I clicked on the room on the right-hand side of this room and changed the floor thickness or whatever I changed, it would do something. If I selected the room over here, I'm still in the same room, and I changed the floor thickness or something, it behaved differently again.
It did, yeah.
It just blew my mind. It depended upon where I clicked in the room, and I suppose it was taking a cue from maybe a room up above or a room below. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. Anyway.
What I say is there's too many defaults. I would like to have one place to change all this, not floor, ceiling, platform, all this other different stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
and then you add a room label, and it changes again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is what we're working on right here. Oh my gosh. So this is the floor ceiling platform. So now I can come in here and I can change this. I can change the ceiling structure. I want to change the ceiling. Well, now just think about this. If I change I'm going to change my ceiling structure. Okay. Now, what do you think is going to happen if I change my ceiling cancel? What do you think is going to? Sorry, guys. Maybe I don't need this house right now. Control file save as. I'll put it on the desktop so I can find it easily. File save as UGM house. UGM house. And I can close this. And what I was going to get at is the ceiling. If I come over here and I change the ceiling, that's what we're talking about.
What floor are you on?
It's not going to matter. Okay, well, I'm on floor 2, but it's not going to matter because, in fact, I'm going to come back here and change this to a garage. I don't want that affecting anything.
So you're saying it should change the ceiling all the way through the plan?
No, I'm not. I'm saying it should change nothing. I'm saying it should only change the ceiling at the top. In fact, let me build a roof real quick.
It should change everything that's set to default.
No.
Oh.
So you're telling me it's going to be overriding my floor assembly, and I think that's incorrect.
And your room labels.
Yeah, well,
I don't think so.
I don't have any room labels now, just for your own information. So I'm going to come over.
Well, you have a garage listed.
No, I undid it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I undid it, yeah. I didn't want that messing anything up. So I'm going to come over to my ceiling definition, and I think the only ceiling it's going to change is The one where we have the attics. And then again, maybe not. Oh,
Nothing
I gotta close
changed.
this.
F12.
I gotta hit F12. No, I gotta frame it. That's not gonna change anything, Perry, because I got a roof on this. Watch this.
Right.
If I automatically frame this thing, automatically frame, and the roof frame. Okay, done.
Framing shouldn't make any difference to the ceiling height.
I
Not where
agree.
there's a roof.
I agree, but it's gonna change. It's gonna change the size of my joist. Here we go. I'm gonna turn on my ceiling joist. There they are. See, I changed the ceiling joist. Okay, now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to change the ceiling joist back to 6. And this is plan Y. This is great stuff. This is plan Y. Watch this. I got to press this again. Okay. Okay, done. Do I have F12 again? You're kidding me. What the fuck?
Yep.
Why am I having to do that? This is what. Oh, there it is. That's why. Foundation, wall, floor. Yeah, now it's going to do it automatically. It was my bad. So here we come over here to, and I'm going to just prove it to you one more time. Floor ceiling platform. I'm going to change the ceiling to 24 inches. Done. Okay. Wow, I have to hit done on this. Do I have to hit F12 again?
I guess. Yep.
Is this crazy? It doesn't make like this, does it?
I don't know. Something's not checked.
Okay, I'm gonna change the floor structure. I'm gonna change it back to 24, or change it to 24. Watch this. Okay, done. Oh, done. What the heck? Huh. And notice that the roof stayed where it is.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, this is all making sense to me, and the whole point, and why it's not automatically building, because if I go into 3D view defaults, and I come over here to go auto rebuild, I don't get it. I don't get it. It does not behave like that typically. I don't think.
Do you have auto roofs on?
No, I do not have auto roofs on, but I have auto framing on. I never have auto roofs on. I build my own roof, so I have auto framing on wall, floor, and roof.
I'm curious if auto roofs on would actually change the roof location height-wise if you make any of those adjustments.
It would.
You did have it on, Scott. It looked like.
I did build. Okay, auto build roofs. I don't care. There you go. And I could change the. Okay, well, watch this. Just so we all are on the same page on this. Floor ceiling. I'm going to change. Okay, here I'm going to change the. I'm going to change the floor platform to 6 inches. The question is, do you think the roof's going to move? Oh yes, it will, because it's on automatic. It's on automatic. It's on automatic. Automatic rebuild roofs. God, hit it. No, it didn't, because I don't have automatic roofs on anymore.
I can tell you one interesting thing just coming from another software. You know, in Vectorworks, our baseline, what you know as baseline, is connected to the wall. So if you make any changes, so if you have a custom roof, however you want, it will change the height if you want it to based on the baseline, not anything else.
Yeah.
Makes sense? So you could have Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, I understood what you said, but I don't like what you said. I've thought about that a lot, and I think I like the way Cheap builds it.
Except what if you had a custom roof that you spent all this time on, and you wanted to change something that?
I'll give you. No, I don't want Cheap changing the height of my roof without me changing it. I don't want to. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, and it would be by option, meaning the option would be to either have it disconnected totally or connected at the baseline as opposed to anything else.
But we can do that now.
Can you connect it to the baseline?
Yeah, you can use a roof baseline polyline, which then controls the roof completely independently of the rooms.
And so, and my question is, so let's say you added a story or not a story. Let's say you changed the height of a story from 8 foot to 10 feet, just as an illustration. Would it automatically adjust whatever custom roof you had by that extra 2 foot?
No.
Okay. And that's what I was saying with the linkage of, and I think Revit does that too, linkage of the connection between the roof and the wall. It's really the baseline as opposed to, quote, roof, whatever that means. So Chief's rebuilding the roof each time, but you can't have a custom roof that is somehow connected to the wall structure below. Is that true statement?
I think that is a true statement.
Yes, that's true, I think, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think the principle that Chief uses is you decide where you want your roofs, and then the wall builds up to it.
Right.
And you know, a custom roof is a custom roof. You know, you're talking about sort of a hybrid custom roof.
Right, but if you change,
you're talking about drawing a custom roof, but then have Chief take control of it as well.
Well, no. Think about what I'm saying. So if you were going to change, if everywhere you design a custom roof based on an 8-foot plate, and you want to change it to a 10-foot plate, but you want the roof to remain exactly the same. So like in Vectorworks,
raise, you mean?
Right, raise. So you
don't stay exactly the same, but raised.
Right. So I guess you're saying you raise the roof in Chief and it'll raise the walls.
Yes.
Does it raise the ceiling?
Ask the question again. If I can answer.
So, yeah, if roof is building up to the roof, if Chief is building the walls up to the roof, is it also building the ceiling at whatever the roof is adjusted to?
Not if you've built custom roofs.
Not if you do custom roofs? Okay.
The ceiling will stay down with the room.
Got it.
The ceiling height is defined by the, here it is, let's see. I'm going to change this ceiling height to...
the structure dialog box.
I'm going to change the ceiling height to, oh, that's high. How about I'm going to change the ceiling, I'm going to change the ceiling height to 96. Now watch what happens. Oh, shoot, sorry. I got automatic roofs on. See, I don't want automatic roofs on. I'm going to just answer your question here, John.
But that's one way to move the roof. Turn on automatic roof.
You guys that build automatic roofs, yeah, you're ahead of me. Okay, here, 97. There you go, John.
Yep, I see.
The ceiling drop. Now I'm going to go over here and controls undo it. But now I'm going to raise the ceiling, okay? And the roof's going to stay in the same plot. You know this, I'm sure you do. 160. Yeah. Then now the ceiling is up at that height.
Or if you use a roof baseline polyline, you can control the roofs completely independently of the rooms.
Okay. Well, can't I do that anyway just by selecting these 3 roofs and just move
it? Raise or lower, yeah, you can do that.
Same thing, right? Okay.
But the beauty of the roof baseline polyline is you can control pitch and all those other sorts of things as well.
Oh well. I can do that too. I can control pitch and what have you this way.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, that's another subject. But Glenn does his automatic roofs, and I know he knows. I know he knows it backwards and forwards. I think. So anyway, that was this floor and ceiling platform, and the point of this was this is a plan-wide setting. It's not a floor setting, and I really don't use this, but I'm kind of glad I went through it. I think because this is kind of handy right here. Because I always use 1/2 inch drywall because it makes my math easier, even though everybody's using 5/8 inch right now. So anyway, that's the idea behind that. And now here's the current floor, and this is how you can override what the plan is. The plan default is. So what floor am I on now? I'm on floor number 2, 1, 2. I think you know where floor number 2 is. Done. I'm going to go to floor number 2. I'm going to put some cabinets in here. CB. So that's floor number, I don't know, yeah, just so you guys can figure out what CV, and that's 1. And of course we got. So anyway, so let's go ahead and change. Let's go ahead and change floor number 2. And if I come into here, I can change. What am I going to change here? Current floor, and this is where I can override. This is where I can override my. Okay, here you go. Now I'm going to override this, and I'm going to make this a 24-inch deep floor. Do you think the ceiling's going to go down or the floor is going to go up? Just think about it for a second. I say the ceiling stays. I say the floor level stays the same, and the ceiling goes down. That means the person on floor number 1 has a lower ceiling height.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There it is. That's what happened. So yeah,
which you have to admit, that's truthfully exactly opposite of how you would think it would operate. Do we agree about that?
Logically, it should go the other way because you build from bottom up.
Yeah.
Except that the floor level should take precedence, I think. The floor level is more important than the ceiling underneath.
Yeah. Think about that. I know what you guys are saying. It makes sense because we were building up, but I think Glenn's right. I thought about that too.
Well, no. Let's say you were going from a dimensional lumber size to a truss floor system. You're not going to affect the floor beneath you. You're going to add height to the structure.
Yep.
Because I think that's where that's most practical, is where you're changing. You have your design all done. The client or builder comes back and says, you know what, I really want to, for the plumbing lines, I want to put a truss in here, and we need to add 6 to 8 inches for the floor level. Well, you would just naturally expect it to be added to the building height, right? I mean, that's.
I think I hear you. Yeah. So let's. Yeah, I see that logic. Okay, let's.
Sorry.
My bad. Let's look at this current floor. I want to raise this floor. Let's see. I want to raise this floor to 160. Okay, here's a question. I'm going to raise this floor to 160. I'm going to raise floor number 2 to 160. I'm going to raise it up. Is that going to raise up floor number 3?
Well, not based on what you just did. Seems like it would be the same effect. I wonder if having a roof on there has any play in this.
It does not.
Okay.
It does not. But I do not think that no, I'm not going to. Okay. Anybody want to guess on this?
I think you're right. It's going to go down. I think if it goes up, then it's completely haywire because it's not acting.
Floor number 2. Floor number 2 is going to go up. Is floor number 3 going to go up or stay where it's at?
Roof stays.
Roof stays. I agree. I think floor number 3 stays. Floor number 3 stays. Here it goes. I have F12 again. This is so crazy. Oh, what did I do? Did anything move?
No, I didn't see it. I was really looking for it too. I mean, I could have, and I just missed it somehow between blinking.
Okay.
Are all those rooms set to default on that floor?
My whole point was floor 2. I'm changing floor number 2 to false. That's what I'm doing, and I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to.
But are the rooms set to defaults?
I got you. That's a great question.
They're not using the defaults. Then changing the defaults won't do anything.
You're right. You're right. Absolutely. And Glenn called it as usual.
Yes.
There we go. So let's just and now I have to change it.
Change them.
Moves up.
I have to change them all at once. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, thanks, Glenn. That's right.
Hello.
So here we go. I'm going to change this to.
Sounds like Graham Bell's original phone.
140. The floor came down. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's interesting.
I should have known that. Okay, and now I'm gonna make it 180.
So what are you doing that you're getting opposite reactions than you did on the first floor?
I didn't
You're
understand
doing
the question.
different. One time you did it and the floor dropped, and next time you did it and the ceiling went up. Maybe I missed it. It just looked like it was like John said. It was the opposite of what you did before.
Ask the question one more time. Make your statement one more time.
It looked like the first time you did it, the ceiling dropped on the first floor. Okay, then the second floor you went to when you did it, then the ceiling went up on the second floor.
That's a great question. What you just asked. It's a great question. What you just asked. I'm going to do this one more time, and I'll make a prediction here. And I think this has come up before too. Okay, I'm going to change this floor. I'm going to drop it down. This is what you're looking at. As I move this floor up and down, it's going to affect every floor. Every floor is going to follow this floor. The only floor that never moves again is the floor number 1. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to go up to floor number 3, and I think that sort of answered your question, Scott. I think I'm going to go up to floor number 3. I'm at floor number 3. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to change this floor. Sorry, I keep doing the wrong one. And I'm going to change this floor height. I'm going to drop it down to 200, and you're going to see the third floor drop and the second floor drop. Whoa.
That's a short person's ceiling there.
I was wrong. Wasn't I wrong?
So it looks like the ceiling on the first floor is fixed. Either that, or do you have some sort of fixed floor truss in there? That 24-inch floor structure.
I'm going to make the statement again. I'm going to get rid of my roof. Okay, I'm going to make the statement again.
So the roof does affect it, huh?
No, it doesn't. No. Cancel. Sorry. I build new floor. Yeah, and build new floor. Okay. If I change a floor level, anything above it moves. Nothing below it moves.
Yes. This is why when you're editing floor levels like this, you should always start from the top and work down.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the reason for it. I'm going to just say that one more time. 1, 2, 3. I'm on floor number 3, CB. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up a level. CB. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I got one more floor up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I go down to floor number 4, which is where I'm at, and I'm going to change. Wow, where'd that come from? I thought I was supposed to be opening these things up in the same. Sorry guys. This is where I should be. Okay, here's the. I'm going to change a floor. I'm not changing it plan wide. It's only per floor. I'm on floor number 4, and I'm going to change floor number 4 to 300. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only one floor is going to move. Only one floor is going to move. Number 5.
Hit your tab key.
There it is. And that goes back to what Glenn said. You start from. You got to think about it a little bit, but it makes sense. The reasoning.
What's the reasoning again?
Because that's the way Chief works.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know from an engineering standpoint, if an engineer is looking at the structure of his roof and then what he's going to need to support coming down, they kind of look at it sometimes from the roof down and position where they're going to put their load-bearing walls and what's going to carry what all the way down to the stringers.
Yeah.
But if you're doing this like a 4-story building, so you're saying if you wanted to build a 4-story building, whether or not each floor is, consistent with each other and it's just stacked, you set all your build all your floors, set all your defaults, and then start laying in your wall structure. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
So if you had a 4-story building and you wanted to affect the 2nd-story joist depth without affecting anything else, you would have to make that corresponding adjustment starting with the top floor all the way down to where you're. Is that true? Is that a true statement? So if you wanted to add 6 inches of extra depth to your second floor framing, you would start at your 4th floor and increase that by 6 inches, then your 3rd floor by 6 inches, and then your 2nd floor by 6 inches, and then add that 6 inches into your
Yes.
joist level?
Yep.
Is that because the 0 elevation can't change? Is that why we're talking this way? Is that the overall logic? I was just meaning is that Chief can't move that 0?
Well, by definition, 0 is 0, but you can change the level of floor 1.
Yeah, you can make it negative if you need
which
to.
is typically defaulting to 0.
Okay, here you go.
Floor 1 floor doesn't have to be at 0 height.
Correct. And
Although, isn't that with the terrain that changes that, or no?
no,
Well,
no.
it's all a matter of relativity.
No, I know. Yeah, I was trying to envision why the Chief's logic is the way it is. I was trying to grasp that. Just curious.
I made a statement a little earlier that I think was wrong. And that was, but if I change a floor in there, all the other floors follow that floor except for floor number 1. I was wrong. I think that I was wrong on that statement. So right now I'm on. This is floor number 1. This is floor number 1. I'm sort of demonstrate to you, John, what's going to happen here. If I raise this floor up 48 inches, there you go. No, there's your answer right there. I can't change the default for this floor. I cannot change the default for this floor.
Just made the little floor below it negative 40 1/4.
See, so 0 has to be 0. That's why I'm thinking.
Scott, because are you gaining? Just let me have a look. How are you building your basement?
I don't think that has a bearing on it. I have my building. It's a foundation.
Because if you're deriving that first floor level from the basement below, it does influence.
No, I'm just saying you cannot change the default. I'm going to say that one more time. You cannot change the default because it's zeroed out. It's 0.
Do you have a terrain?
So what I said was true.
Probably, I forgot what you said, but probably.
I said the Chief. What the reason why this all exists this way is because 0 can't change.
Yeah. But the default for floor level 1 cannot change. You cannot change the default for floor number 1. That's it. Yeah. Because watch this.
Do it room by room.
Yes, I can change the height, John. Watch this.
But you'd have to put a negative number in for floor.
No,
See, now you're.
I can change that to 48. I can make it 48.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
And I can drop this
Oh,
one.
I agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, we know that. So. Yeah, it's
But what you can't do is you can't make floor 1 start out relatively negative 12.
And basically the floor reference of floor 1 being at 0, you can't change.
Yeah, you can't change that. So 0 that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like in Vectorworks, I could have a negative 12 floor 1, which is what allows me then to have that non-restrictive issue. I see it now. I guess that's my point. I understand now.
Good. And I can have a floor. I can have a minus 12 floor number 1, but it's just on default. I have to manually change it.
You can.
Does that make sense, John? You're hesitating.
You said you can have a negative. I thought you just were showing you couldn't change that.
I can change it on a room by room basis, but I can't
But
change.
you can't change it on a floor by floor basis.
I can't change it on the 0 floor basis. Yes, I want.
So Chief is like hardwired to. So you can override it slightly, but it's really hardwired in. Is that 0 is floor 1?
Yes. Yep.
You can make the basement floor 1 if you want.
Yeah. And that's what the guys up north.
That's a rabbit trail there.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Don't go there. Okay. Here's floor number 3. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this floor, current floor, and I'm going to change the height of it. And the floors below will move. And this is back to Glenn's point about you start from the top down. Make it easy. You figure start from the top down, it's going to make it easy on you. So here, if I change this to 200, floor number 3, it's got 3 cabinets on it. If I change this to 200, the floor below will go down. Level 0, level 1 will not go down. Here it goes. No, I said that wrong, didn't I? I said that backwards. Sorry, guys. The floors above move. That's what I meant to say. All the floors above follow that floor. I'm going to do it one more time. Sorry. Current floor. The floors above will move. Floor number 1 and floor number 2 will not move. Here it is. 300. What did I just do? I'm on floor number 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to change this floor level.
Are you working in absolutes? Yeah.
A floor, I'm going to change it to 200. Yeah, I'm working in absolutes, yes. So I'm dropping floors 3, 4, and 5. That's what's happening. And I can now raise up 3, 4, and 5 too. If I go over here to floors, current floor, and I raise this up to absolutes again. That's a great question, Scott. I'm going to raise this up to 300. I'm going to move up 3, 4, and 5. And before I do that, I'm going to put a roof on this to show you disbelievers that the roof will not move. So I'm on floor number 3. I'm going to change the default for floor number 3 to 300 using absolutes. Floors 3, 4, and 5 will go up. The roof will stay where it's at. There it is. And that sums it up right there. That's great.
You know, just getting back to this, changing the 0 floor level, you can actually do it if you've got a foundation that supplies the floor for the room above. You can then go to the level 1 and change the floor level from 0.
Guys, tell me how to do it. I don't know why we would want to do it, but tell me how to do it. How do you want to do it?
You've got a foundation. Okay, so go up and just go to the defaults of that floor.
Okay, there I am. Yes.
And now make sure that down the bottom, room supplies floor for the room above. Check that.
Room supplies floor for the room above. Got it. Yes.
And then you can change the floor defaults for floor 1 to something other than 0.
Okay, show me where. You think, have I done it?
Go up to floor 1.
Oh, go up to floor 1 now? Is that what you're saying, Glenn?
No, change it. I think he wants you to change it. And then see what floor 1 is.
Tell me what to change. What am I changing?
Okay, so just I'm just trying to do it here on mine. So if you go to, hold on. So you've built a foundation and you've marked the foundation. Okay, now go up to floor 1 and then go to defaults. And then go to floors and rooms, current floor. You see now that you can change the default for the current floor to something other than 0.
You're correct. You're correct. But I'm actually changing the floor for. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah. Okay.
But you can't. But notice stem wall top is still 0, so that stem wall still has to be.
Yeah, and so, but look where my cabinet is. I'm going to change it to -20 just to change it. But look where my cabinet is. My cabinet's still at stem wall. I think it's still at stem wall level. You did not change it.
F12.
Oh, F12. Okay, fine. Yep, I hit F12. Didn't change.
No.
Didn't
I think Chief finds 0. That's a real fixed hard thing, which is good to know, I guess. Yeah, that's a real. Chief really doesn't like you messing with.
So that was okay. So anyway, that was. I think we went through. Sorry.
You know why that probably is because it relates to how the terrain elevation comes in, right? Is that probably?
Well, that's fair. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you gotta have
terrain. You move up and down the terrain. And
yes. I'm sure there's a reason they did this. But,
yeah.
Current floor. So anyway, that's what we were just talking about right there. And I'm gonna go back to done. I'm gonna go back. Sorry guys, I'm gonna go back here and get rid of this and make sure this has a floor to it before I get too carried away with. Current floor is just floor under this room. So we're back to something. Minus 48. Done. Okay, good to go.
I know we've done basements as floor 1, and floor 2 is really floor 1. We've done those before.
Yeah.
But then I think what you're doing is just making floor 2 that elevation difference between the two. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I guess my question would be is if there's does Chief operate the way it makes logical sense for those in the construction business?
No.
Not on this
okay.
I don't think.
No, we wouldn't be discussing.
Okay. So is there something that they could, I mean, is there a reason you think logically that it was programmed this way to do it, or is it just because they just didn't know any better and that's how they programmed it?
I'm thinking it's the way they do relative elevations with so say you have a bunch of beamwork and stuff in there, you have a bunch of custom things. I think you would end up having to go change all that. I just, in my mind, I'm thinking about that.
They don't want to change it right now.
They're not.
I mean, they're not going to do it. We've talked about it. We've talked about it for 10 years.
I think John Paul's right. I think I'm sure they had thought about this and the advantages of.
I think. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
You didn't interrupt me. We're not going to change it. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if we want them to change it, or I would want them to change it. So anyway, the floor ceiling, we talked about that. We're going to the current floor right here, and I think we all know this. And let's just do it real quick. This is I think this unless you use this a lot, you really don't understand the value of being able to use these absolute elevations. These are really important to understand. Absolute from 0, and this is from the floor itself. Roof over this room. I think if you have a roof over, if you have an exterior, I don't have to explain this to people. You guys know this. Oh, now let me ask you this: what is use soffit surface for ceiling? Why would this make sense?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Well, I got one for you, though, Scott. Maybe it's along the same lines. If you can answer it.
Yeah.
That is, there is a material called underneath the deck, say a porch, the cantilever surface. Where do you change the thickness of that cantilevered surface?
You can't.
Because what happens is I'm sorry.
No, you can't change it. They don't allow that yet. We'd like to be able to do that.
Well, the problem I'm having is because I've got a lot of elevated structures. So what happens once I frame my my floor joist, then the framing's in there, and the framing bleeds through that cantilevered surface. And the only way to do a walkthrough,
Z fighting. Yep.
Yeah, and there's no way to do it except just turn off the framing to do your walkthrough, so people don't look at it and go, "What is all that? It looks funky."
That's what you're talking about right there. Am I right? Is that what you're talking about right there?
Yeah. Right. You can change that.
Isn't that what Scott's asking about?
In the room DBX, you can change it.
Okay. Where's
select that room?
There it is. Here's the room. Okay.
Open it up and go to
Materials.
Materials, yeah. See, it says cantilever underside.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Mr. Maynard?
No, Mr. Hall, it does not, because what happens is you can change the material, but you can't change the thickness of it. So when you frame that room, the joists are going to bleed through that cantilevered surface.
It's a thin, I don't know, there's no way to change the thickness, so it's a thin,
Right.
even if you change it to stucco and you have your stucco set for 1 inch, I don't know. It's just
Can you
something
put
they
like
did
a
years ago.
ceiling plane in there or something? Or
This,
Well,
that's exactly.
that's how I do it, John. I just have to, if I'm insistent on having a framing in place, then I just have to put a different surface underneath it, a soffit or something.
yeah.
Or you could build a room underneath it and create a ceiling. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'd love to see because I use them all the time is those material regions. I'd love to see a material region for almost every aspect of the house. Like you should be able to have a roof material region, a soffit material region. Anyhow.
Yeah, there's a region right there that I use. And
Did you use a material region?
I did it on the wall. And did I just do it on the ceiling?
Was that a floor or a wall material region?
Oh, this was sorry, that's a great question. I went to build, I went to wall, I used PL, which is my wall material region. So I used the wall material region on this wall, and that makes sense. We all know that. But look, I built the wall material region right there. Now, why did it build right there?
What's the elevation of it? Does it have an elevation?
I don't.
One of my favorite tools are those material regions, and I just think they could be so useful in so many other aspects.
Let me see.
I think I'd rather have a model that didn't need to be patched.
Yeah. Well said, Chop.
Just give us a thickness on that.
I just use the floor material region. That's watch this. I'm here. Build. Sorry. Floor material region. Where is it at? Oh, here it is, right here. Floor material region. Now I'm going to do a wall material region.
How are you going to turn that? Because that's not. Yeah.
Huh. I never.
Can you pivot it?
Okay, now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look down on this room right here, and I'm going to give you a PL. This is a wall material region, by the way. Now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to make a floor material region. ML is floor material region. PL is wall for whatever reason. Oh, PL, partition something. They do the same thing. But they do
exactly the same thing.
Hey, Chief ripped us off. I thought we got the same thing twice.
One tool will work for all of it.
Yeah. Well, remember when people complained that we were doing workarounds? So, because one tool would do 20 different things.
What happens when you open the dialog boxes for both those, Scott?
Yeah.
Do they identify them as wall and floor? No, open them individually.
It's material region.
It's the same
material
thing.
region.
It's the same thing.
It's an intelligent tool that knows whether it's in a floor or a wall.
Except when he drew it on the side of the floor, on the side of the wall over there. In the 3D model.
I don't think you can draw the different ones. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think you can draw it like in, say, a floor plan. I don't think you can draw a wall. Maybe I'm wrong.
I did this in 3D, and I did
in a 2D floor plan, like a floor view. Can you put a wall, or can you put a wall region on the floor?
All right, F6. We will see. Here we go.
Yes, you can.
I thought that's what you just did. Yeah.
Interesting.
So if you can set an elevation of that material region and a thickness, then that would solve that would be a workaround as opposed to a soffit for what I need.
You can adjust the thickness to those, yeah.
I just that's a floor and that's a wall. Did you say something, Glenn, that you could do it on the wall? We can't do it on the wall.
It's just a material region, and Chief is intelligent enough to know whether you're placing it on a wall or a floor.
Goes on different layers, probably.
You think
That's probably about it.
Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to do it one more time to prove something. Here's a PL. Here's an ML. This is on layer. This is on layer. I'm doing it the hard way. This is on layer material region. Oh, they're the same. They're on the same.
They just go onto the material region layer, no matter which one they are.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Perry, you'll have to make another layer so you can separate it from wall and floor.
No, there's a floor and a wall. There's different layers already built into the program, I think. But it just depends on how you set up your defaults, maybe.
Where do you set those?
Material region defaults? It's in there.
Okay, now I'm looking at this thing upside down, okay? I mean, I'm looking straight down on this thing. PL and ML. Where do you think this is going to build this thing? On the inside.
Yeah.
There it is. It didn't build it on the surface, which is what Scott wants. And so, anyway, Scott, you can't do it. Can't do it, Scott, so stop. Yeah. Give it up.
It should be able to.
It ain't happening. We should be able to, yeah, but they just haven't made it possible.
Put it in the suggestion box with 8,000 other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're back to this.
Well, guys, the only reason I brought that question up, it wasn't my intent to suggest they change the way the program is written. It's just, from a person learning the program and trying to start logically, you start from the ground up, you build your slab, you build your first floor, you put all your structure on it, you keep working up. And it doesn't seem like it looks like there's data that you can input that actually gives you the reverse effect that logic would dictate.
Yep.
Well, building up from the bottom is great if you set all your defaults properly for each floor and they don't change. The only problem comes in is when you want to change from those defaults.
Right. So if you did decide to go from 2x12 floor joists to 18-inch open web trusses between your first and second floor, then it should shift everything up.
I agree. Should.
Yep. That's logic. But anyway, just a point.
That's what screws everybody up.
Well, I know, and that's exactly right, Perry, and that's what makes the learning curve so frustrating, because there's not a whole lot of stuff that makes sense. You just have to adapt, like Glenn said. It's just the way it was written, so you got to learn how to operate what was written. Right or wrong.
Actually, that's been one of the first, when I started learning this, I was going through that same struggle, as everybody I'm sure knows, and I just had to throw out the idea of logic. I mean, some things are logical, but not. There's a lot of illogical. That said, I would say using other apps, the other apps have no logic to them, or they're more I shouldn't say that. They're more logical, but there's no logic on the backside, and so it does take longer, all the steps. The thing with Chief, they've built like their own logic that helps almost, it puts processes in for you, and it can really speed you up if you learn that. So that's kind of the trade-off.
Well, Scott's going to go to the UGM. He's going to talk to the programmers. We did that a couple years ago, and it didn't help at all. Did they do anything that we talked about, Scott? I don't think
we got a wall niche.
Yeah.
So Perry, why are we sending him back?
I don't know. It's just that it was kind of a waste of time, but we had some good things, and the programmers seemed interested, and they wrote it all down, but nothing got done.
You know what I think? Well,
it's priority for the masses.
No, I think they eventually get there. But I know what you're saying, too, Perry. I think, you were really keyed in on framing. You and I were keyed in on framing. Framing.
Right.
You guys might see some of the things you talked about in this upcoming release. Maybe that's when they. I mean, if you really look at their development cycle, they probably were.
They actually start working on this in January, and by the time September rolls around, all that stuff's already in there. They can't change it then.
Yeah, so you might see some of those things. It would be interesting to know what you guys told them and see if any of that leaked into this current release that was coming up.
Yeah, but during the alpha and beta process, there should be a way to change some of that. And I know they're just looking for fixes at that point.
I'm back in here to this. We went to the structure, and I asked about. Let me think. I'll think about this. I think I could find a reason for use soffit surface for ceiling, and that might be. Listen to this. I know what this is. It's supposed. Oh, here. I think I know what this is. I think it might be like an open air building, maybe. where you don't really have.
Scott, all you got to do is read the help file. It's very clear.
It's for eaves soffits, I think.
Yeah.
Use a fit surface for ceiling to frame the roof over the selected room using the framing defaults for the fascia rather than for the rafters.
Yeah, I use that a lot for my porches and stuff.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. What was it? Use soffit.
Check use Safite surface for ceiling to frame the roof over the selected room using the framing defaults for fascia rather than for rafters.
So it basically puts the ceiling like right at right where your eave height for at your fascia board where it hits your fascia, so it shoots it straight across the whole roof ceiling area.
Glenn, would you agree with what Scott just said?
I don't know. I was just reading you from the help file.
Well, that's basically how it's used.
I never do that.
Are you saying that changes the framing material itself, Glenn? Is that what you were reading?
I've got to think about what this says. It's not very clear.
Okay.
It doesn't explain it at all.
Yeah. I use it a lot for porches and balconies and stuff, exterior rooms.
And just explain to us what it does.
Oh, okay, Chop saw that. That's what I thought it was. So let's do it real quick, Chop. So tell me how to do this, and I'm going to do it, and so we can just be done with it. I'm on the first floor. Should I build a porch, Chop?
Sure, porch, balcony, or a deck, anything with a roof above it that you want the smooth surface to join right from the soffit all the way up wherever.
Okay, I'm gonna call it a porch, okay, or a porch. Is that okay with you?
I think that'll work.
Okay, fine. And 7.7 here. Now I'm gonna build my roof. Build roof planes. Okay. Now these walls are going to be invisible. That's the point of this whole thing. You can see it on the right-hand side. I'm turning this into a porch. Use this. This is being invisible. General invisible. There we go. And now I look underneath here.
Yeah, and it's all screwy. So set the room to use the soffit as a ceiling, and it should clean it up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to do what you just asked me to do, and just
click on the roof.
So you guys know what it is. Here it is, right here. And so now you want me to? What do I need to do, Chop?
Open the room.
Yep.
That should fix it.
Oh.
Almost.
Okay, and another way I could have done that was just to make the ceiling of this porch the same as the soffit, right?
Yeah. Well, there's sometimes material differences as well.
Try changing your eaves to plumb instead of square and see what they do.
They are plumb. Let me change it to square.
That should tie in right there.
Yeah. Chop, you got a solution here, Chop?
Yeah, I usually fiddle with it quite a bit, but yeah, it looks like your ceiling's flat and your eaves are sloped, so you want to put a boxed
boxed eave.
Okay.
Boxed soffit on your roof if you want it all flat.
Okay, I'm going to put a roof options boxed eave. Do I want?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good enough, I guess. There it is.
That should do it.
Okay. Now.
Sorry, Scott. That's what I was trying to tell you. I use all the time. That's how I do it on my porches.
Okay.
Decks.
Okay, great. But I understand what that does. But I could have done this. I could have done this just by selecting. Okay, I'll do it one more time. I'm going to select this. I'm going to uncheck this, and so I'm not using this. Is that what you're telling me it cleaned up, Chop, right there? That's what you're telling me it cleaned up.
Maybe.
Because here it comes. Because my point was I could select the room and I could change the I could change the room ceiling to match the soffit. I mean, that's no big deal. But maybe this is.
Try taking the ceiling out of the room. Maybe that's what's messing this up.
Okay, no ceiling. Oh no, I'm going to do this one more time just to make sure that I saw. You said it cleaned
Yeah.
up. Watch this. Here it is.
Use soffit not ceiling, and then you'll get a sloped ceiling in the porch, balcony, whatever you put on there.
But I think
It'll follow the roof rafters.
like Chop, hold that thought for 1 second because I want to go back to what you're saying. But look what it just did. If I uncheck this, watch how at bottom left hand corner. Look how messy it gets, and it's got this funny thing and whatever else. But really, Chop, what you're telling me to do is you say use software ceiling and uncheck this. That's what you're also saying.
Yeah.
There it is.
It actually changes the size of the rafters. It gets the framing in the room. It changes where the framing comes from in the room.
Okay, you think so? Okay, here it is right here. I'm going to take these 3 roof planes. I don't know what size rafters they are. Structure. The rafters are, I'm going to change them to 4-inch rafters. You think it's going to change anything? It changed the size of the rafter, but that drywall or whatever that material has stayed right there. I don't know why it's there. I don't know why that ceiling is at that height right there. If I come back over here and select these, geez Louise, somebody's got to know these answers. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to change the structure to, I'm going to use 12-inch rafters. Let's see what happens this time.
Change the fascia as well.
Now, you see that? I'm using here's the line for the 12-inch rafter. It trimmed it off. I'm gonna take this wall right here and I'm gonna change it to I'm not gonna make it invisible anymore. I'm gonna make it invisible. So this line right here is on the exterior face of that invisible wall. But what here? This is the question. What's controlling this right here? Suppose I select this room and I change the ceiling height to maybe the ceiling height. Maybe that's the ceiling height. Maybe that's the ceiling height. 110. No.
F12.
F12. No good. Didn't do any good, Perry. Okay, I'm going to change the ceiling. A rough ceiling. I'm going to change it to 116. There's no ceiling in here, so.
Oh yeah.
Scott, try taking the box beads out now and see if you get a nice consistent sloping interior ceiling with that soffit setting.
Take the box beam off. Options. No box beam.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, no, I didn't explain it.
There we go. I think it's all smooth now.
What did you do differently?
You can do it either way. You can have a box soffit and then the soffit material continues on up for a sloped interior ceiling, or you can slope it right from the fascia.
Yeah, it forces the framing in the room to be the same size as the framing at the eaves.
Yes, and whatever this is the subfascia. That's what controls it. That's what controls it.
You get a continuous sloping ceiling from the eaves right up through the room.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to make those rafters thicker because I want to. So I'm going to come over here to the subfascia and I'm going to make it 8 and 8.
What's the difference from just adding drywall to the bottom of the rafters?
Good question. And now it's just trimmed to the fascia. This slope right here is determined by the subfascia. That's what's going on. And so, but Chop, if you remember at the very beginning when I did this, it was a mess. I had to change it to a box deep, and then I did it. Then I undid it. I'm gonna do this one more time, okay? I'm gonna build a roof, build roof planes. There's my roof. Oh, it's automatically clean. Okay, this time I'm going to come over here. I'm not going to do I'm going to do ceiling over the room. I'm just going to back it up to where it was before. QQ, and we can all see what a mess this is. Delete these roofs. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to put the roofs back on, build the roofs, build roof, build roof. Now it's a mess, but we understand all that, I think. Oh, okay, Chop. You want to tell me how to fix this now, Chop?
I'm not sure what all you undid, but in your room, you want to have used surface for ceiling and not the ceiling.
Thank you. That was it.
And then your roof planes, you can have them boxed or not. But up here in this area, we do a lot of old-fashioned V-joint soffits, and that's the only way I can get them to work on an exterior porch or something where it's all exposed.
Got it. So if I didn't have, okay, yeah, wow.
So if you have that material preset for your soffit, then when you're doing the porch, just let it populate the porch. You don't have to mess around.
Yeah, that just cleaned this thing up.
What it's doing is it's forcing the rafters inside the room to be the same size as the rafter tails outside, which are determined by the fascia height.
That's exactly what it was. Thanks, Glenn. Yeah.
Which here in California doesn't happen very much.
Okay.
We're taking 2x10s and cutting them down to 2x4s at the eaves.
Good job. So we're back to. Thanks, Chop. Thanks on that. Floor under. Okay, so that was the structure moldings. Anything interesting on this? Oh, to the bottom. Yeah. I tell you what. I'm gonna current floor. I'm gonna add a new molding. Let's just talk about this for a second. Come over to here, architectural. I'm gonna use a molding. I'm gonna use something. I'm gonna use a crown molding, and I'm gonna use this one right here. Now, what do you think is gonna happen with it? Current floor. I don't know what happened. There's the current. Chief automatically recognized that this was the crown molding, and it should be at the top of the room, wherever it was. And Chief automatically recognized that this is a base molding, and so it puts it at the bottom. And of course, we can change it. And one of the neat things that Chief did a couple deals ago, and I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but they gave us the ability to not only do a vertical offset, but a horizontal offset. And
but don't you think that this option for moldings is in the wrong place? And I think, didn't a few versions ago, or a lot of versions ago, weren't we able to apply moldings per room type? And then they changed it to this floor. I mean, I don't know that often that I want the same molding right through the whole floor. It would be more important to me to have the molding definable by room type.
I agree, Glenn.
I agree with that too.
And I'm pretty sure in some past version we did have it assignable by room type.
I think you said you want to be able to pick a 4-inch molding for a bedroom and a 12-inch for a living room. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and maybe nothing for a bathroom. Or yeah.
Okay,
that's what this is for.
That's what this.
How many room types would you need to accommodate that, Terry?
How many? Oh, you'd need a lot more.
Well, I thought I was going to show you how to do it, Glenn, but I can't. I thought this. Okay.
No, you can't do it by room types anymore.
No, you can't. That's right.
I don't remember.
You got to go by floor.
Okay, I didn't remember that you ever could, but I hear you.
We could, yeah, maybe 4 or 5 versions ago. But
wow.
Only by floor. Yeah.
Well, I bet if Dermot hears you say that, I bet he's gonna question you.
We'll put it on your list, will you, please?
All right.
Moldings by room type.
Moldings by room type.
Not by floor.
Not by floor. Thank you. Okay.
Well, maybe you could leave it by floor, but the room type one will override the floor one. That would work well.
Yeah. Perfect. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so this is no big deal. I think, but I will say this about moldings, and that is these moldings are controlled by the room. If I raise the room up, you know, for the floor, if I raise the room up, of course the base molding is going to go up with the floor, and if I drop it down, it's going to drop down with the ceiling. What I'm getting at is if I make my own molding, I think I've experienced places where I want that molding to be tied to absolute or the terrain or a particular room. Anybody else have that need?
Yeah, no, the molding should be tied to the ceiling height, or if it's a crown molding, it should be tied to the ceiling height, but not a specified height above floor.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if it's not a crown molding, it's well, maybe I just have to define it as a crown molding. If I have a piece of molding, I'll think about it. Oh, that's and by the way, when I brought this crown molding in, that was a crown molding. I guess that crown molding is hardwired to be a crown molding. Does that make sense to you? Oh, well, think about it. Here we go. Watch this. I'm going to make here's a molding. I'm going to make a molding right now. Well, hang on. Try that one more time. WA. 1, 2, 3. Here, I just made a molding, and I'm going to send this to the library.
You can specify what sort of molding you want it to be in the molding dialog box, or in the moldings panel.
No, this is the molding profile. This is a molding profile. Here's a question. Can I create a custom molding profile and define it as a crown molding or a base molding?
You can do it once you import it into the default dialog box.
Are you saying here's this is a profile molding, right? I'm going to use that as a molding.
Yeah.
And it's a molding profile. So if I want a molding profile, what do I do with this? I want to save it.
You're going to save it to your library.
Okay, I'm going to save it to the library. Here it is. Mold it, place. Open object.
What do you want to do though? You want to place it you want to make it as the default for the floor or what?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
We'll open up your floor defaults and go to your library and select it.
Well, I think specifically he's trying to make it so that Chief identifies that with either a crown or a base molding automatically, like it does somehow coming out of the library now.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
When you bring it in, don't you tell it?
When you bring it in, you go to the moldings panel and you can specify what sort of molding it is there.
But he's wondering why Chief is somehow smart enough to know that some of the existing library options are crown automatically.
Because they're listed under crown and base.
So then is the operating element of that what folder it is in the library? Because there must be something. He's trying to find the operator. What's making it do that? Right, Scott?
That's exactly right, John. Exactly right. Because just so you guys know, what I did is I went over here to floors and rooms, current floor, and I want to change the molding. And if I select, okay, I'm going to add a new molding, and I come over here to
Your library,
and I select if I select any of this, it knows it's a crown molding. If I select this, it knows it's a base molding.
We'll just select one and see what happens.
Okay. I'll select this right here. There it is, CA69.
Well, now there's a problem. Well, now there's a problem because there's two types that I think that would be. See if it does it on a chair rail. That would be a better way to determine. Because you already had a base molding in there, so.
Oh, okay. That's what you think. Chair rail. Okay. Okay. There it is.
Yeah.
It came in as a chair rail. That's. Yeah.
it's hardwired.
Yeah. This profile is hardwired, so I can't create a profile that's hardwired. That's the only point. Not a big deal. I mean, It just occurred to me.
I mean, the only other interesting thing would be if you wanted to experiment, you could try to take one of your custom profiles and put it in the folder and see if it's the folder that.
Or copy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
folder.
Okay, here where's Matt here a second ago done. Here's there it is right there. I'm going to send it to the library. Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is right here. This is a JPC junk molding. No, 4. Okay, now you say if I come into, I'm going to go to a different floor just to make sure it's all different, 1-1, and I'm going to bring in that.
No, I'm saying take that, somehow if you could, take the JPC junk and put it, a copy of it in the folder, say Crown, in the Chief Crown folder.
Okay, do I have a Chief Crown folder?
Yep.
Oh, I do?
You go back. Yeah.
That's the core library. So.
Oh. You know, knucklehead. So
you have my folders or my moldings.
Where is the moldings, guys?
So
right here. Okay,
right there.
I understand what you're saying. Thank you. Yeah. So if I put it into Crown molding, that's what you think, John. Oh,
I don't
put
think
it in that folder.
You can't put it in this folder.
No.
Oh.
It has to go into my molding
Placement
or something.
Yeah. It's a minor thing. It's not that important. I'm just. Okay.
It's an interesting it's an interesting question though. It is.
Here's something I tried that you guys might be interested in. I used the base moldings to put perimeter foundation drains in. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Say that.
And I used piping and changed the size of the piping to 6-inch.
I missed that. I missed your first statement. Can you say that one more time?
I used base moldings to put in perimeter drainage tile around the perimeter of the foundation.
Great idea.
It worked excellent, and I used the corrugated, on the outside. So it looks just like a corrugated drain tile.
Yeah,
that is an excellent idea.
So you can use something outside of the molding files, because that piping was under, I think, steel or something.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, is it in a room though? Did you put it in a room or?
Yeah, I went into I named the foundation. I just named it slab, I think it was, and then I said I wanted it, to extrude on the outside.
Yeah.
And then I had to offset it, down 6 inches or something, and over like 20 inches to get through the foundation, to get it off the footings.
But that could have been a 3D molding too, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean,
well, I didn't see any tube under moldings.
Oh, I got you. Okay, well here, okay, you selected this basement room. That's what you did. Why wouldn't you select this?
Well, you could.
Yeah, make room. Well, there it is. Make room for molding polyline.
I could be wrong, but I think what he's maybe suggesting is that somehow, did you set your default so that anytime you put that basement level and that floor,
that's my hope.
Set?
Yeah, that's my hope anyhow, because I just did it yesterday.
So that it would automatically do it.
Yeah, so whenever I did a foundation, I didn't have to screw around with putting drainage tile in every time.
That's a good idea.
Would it change if there was a wall like this? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would stop at the end of that wall. So you don't put any interior walls or any support walls in until you get your perimeter base of your base molding / drain tile.
That's why I think I was thinking. So here, open this up, open object, and I can add a molding. Got it. I got it. And that's a room. And I guess what I was wondering is if this is a room, open object, it's an exterior room, and you can't add a molding to an exterior room.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but can you add a room? I was gonna say, can you make crawl space a room? That's like, and have that be an automatic.
Crawl spaces are yes?
Yeah.
So then that would typically have a lot of partitions in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that messes it
On
up.
on the foundation I did, I had a basement and then partial crawl space, and then I had the garage, off on the side, and the foot or the drain tile went around just the basement part.
Why couldn't you use just a molding polyline for that?
That's what I did.
Oh,
But
I mean,
I think the beauty of
Oh.
what we said.
I was trying to automate it.
Yes, yes. So if he changed his basement size, that drain tile would go with it.
oh, okay.
And with a molding polyline, it doesn't. Yeah. Hey guys,
I
I
was
got.
hoping next time I did a foundation, it would draw it in, just by naming it the slab or whatever I named it. Or whatever I named that room. I don't remember what I named it.
Hey guys, I got to call it quits. I think this was an excellent session. And Mark, can you post this recording? Do you have time to do that, or do you want me to do it? Mark chops off. Oh,
It takes me about 5 hours to upload a 1 hour video. So if you think it's easier for you, that would be great.
easier for me. I'll handle it. Okay.
We're leaving tomorrow?
Yep, leaving tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., 6:15. We fly out. Playing golf at probably 1:30. Can't wait.
Scream at us for
Oh, yeah, you get stuck into them, Scott.
I'm sorry.
You get stuck into them, eh?
Yes. I guess.
Are you playing the course with the floating island?
Yeah, I'm playing that course, and
Okay.
we got 7 courses to play. Won them twice, I think, and we are playing the floating island. Yeah.
you going to be there for a week?
Yeah, coming back, going from Thursday to Thursday, flying back.
Oh, okay.
Playing 8 days. Well, I'm playing 7. He's playing 8 because I'm going to be at the UGM one time. So anyway, I'll say.
Well, have a good time, man.
Anyway, hey, thanks a lot, guys. For
Have a good one.
See you later.
I'll post this.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Have a
Scott.
safe trip.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks.
Thank you.